Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. I'm Dog Daddy. Today I'm making a video that I really didn't want to make, never wanted to make, wouldn't want to make. But if you guys follow me on my other social medias, you know what I'm going through right now. And I think it's important to talk about it, to bring awareness, because I feel like if I had known better, my dog would still be here today. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, my dog got very sick a couple weeks ago, and she passed away a few days ago. And despite everything that we tried to do to save her, it was a little too late. The reason it was too late is because and even the first doctors that she went to did not know what she had, so she didn't receive the proper treatment in time. And because of the disease that she got, the way that it works and the damage that it does to the dog's body overall, from the brain to paralyzing them, physically paralyzing them. If you don't know the signs and you don't get the proper treatment, it's too late for most dogs, and most dogs don't make it, and the majority of the ones that do make it have long-term side effects. And again, I have been working with dogs my whole life. I have worked with a lot of different people that have a lot of experience, years. We're talking about 40, 50 years. And most of them haven't dealt with this disease. And maybe they even have, and they're not aware of it. And I think that's why I also wanted to make this video, because I think it's so easy to not know what's going on with your dog. And maybe, you know, we sometimes have a dog, you may have a dog that gets this disease and you would not even know unless you know the symptoms. And I'm going to share my story with you guys on how this all happened and answer some of the questions that I have been getting and concerns that I have been getting from people that have commented as I posted on Instagram about what was going on with Priscilla. So this is not an easy video to make, but I want to use this time to bring awareness about this disease. And like I said, just hopefully help prevent. And if God forbid one of your dogs or puppies ever get it, you know what to look for, and you'll be able to get them the treatment that they need right away.
Everything started to go down 2 weeks ago. Before that, 4 weeks ago, I was filming this video that you guys see right now of my pack walking off leash. Now, this is the closest they have been to other dogs at all since we're in Mexico. We live in a gated community, a fenced-in yard, and they do not run free and make no contact with other dogs. This was literally the closest contact, the closest they have been in contact with other dogs before things took a turn for the worst. And as you can see here, about 10 days ago, this was Priscilla, already paralyzed and very, very sick. In this video, you can see the discharge from her eyes, which was the very first symptom that I noticed. Before her getting paralyzed and stop eating and getting dehydrated, the only symptom was the discharge from her eyes. For 3 days, Priscilla had discharge from the eyes, like I said, and nothing else. I didn't think anything of it other than deworming her, because that is a sign of also parasites, and we did move to Mexico recently, and with the new environment and everything, I suspected that maybe she had gotten reinfected, even though she was just recently dewormed. Now 3 days go by, and Priscilla goes from being completely normal and plain and only having those eyes discharge to being completely paralyzed. And this was on a Saturday evening when she stopped eating and she was losing balance, she was falling down, and I started to look for a vet to take her to. Saturday night, there was absolutely no vets available. here in Mexico. So Sunday, she went to the vet. As you guys can see here, she was getting checked out. She stayed at this vet for the whole day on Sunday, overnight until Monday, and getting fluids through IV. However, we still didn't know answers as to what was really wrong with her. The vet that I had taken her to on Saturday did not have a full clinic, so she was only able to get IV fluids, and so we did not have real answers, like I said, as to what was wrong with her. So up until now, I was completely confused about her condition. She had no diarrhea, she was not throwing up. So Monday comes and we take her to a new vet, as you guys can see here. At this vet, within about 10 minutes, she had been diagnosed with distemper. This was the first time I have ever heard of a dog that I have ever known to get distemper. As I said in the beginning of this video, I have worked with a lot of dogs, a lot of professionals in the dog industry, breeders, trainers. I have never personally talked to someone who told me they have experienced distemper. I have never had first-hand experience with it. And now, of course, I have learned so much, and that's mainly the reason why I wanted to make this video, to help educate you guys on this virus and help protect your dogs. We started treatment for Priscilla right away, but unfortunately, it was too late. Had I known the signs to look for, maybe she would still be here today. However, distemper is a very deadly disease for any dog at any time. So most dogs that get distemper don't make it. And the ones that do make it tend to have long-term side effects, severe long-term side effects, where their brain have been damaged or they cannot walk completely normal anymore. But I still had hope. I kept bringing Priscilla back to the vets every other day for some special treatments. And she also had lots of medication that she was taking at home. Here is what I have learned about distemper that I want you guys to know. Most of us have heard about distemper. It's the first puppy vaccine that breeders give to the puppies, that your vet suggests that you give to your puppy when you take them to the vet for the first time. It's usually a combo shot of a parvo distemper vaccine. So we all know that it exists, but until you see your dog actually living through it and suffering as you see here, you really just don't know. You know, it's not something that is in your mind all the time because you don't see it as often. And even though it's a very deadly and also very contagious disease, it is not very common. Here are some facts about distemper. Distemper is a virus disease, and for your dog to get it, they have to come in contact with a infected dog that is sharing the virus, or through surfaces that another infected dog have touched. However, the reason that this virus disease is not so common is because, unlike parvo that lives on the ground for many years even, distemper will die out after a few hours of being outside of the infected dog's body. So it's a little bit harder for your dog to get. But if your dog is in contact with infected dogs, it is then very highly contagious. We were very aggressive with Priscilla's treatment. She was receiving some of the new medication that is in the market for distemper. And pretty much the only reason she didn't make it is because it was really too late. By the time that we started the treatment, she was a little too far gone. She had too much damage done to her body by the virus. There is a very effective vaccine for distemper, and Priscilla was fully vaccinated. However, no vaccine is 100%, and while it is effective, and luckily, thanks to the vaccine, my other dogs did not get infected with the virus, it is still not 100%, and unfortunately, for some odd reason, Priscilla, which was a very healthy, young, 10-month-old dog, happened to get infected with it. It's important to note that before my dog got this sick, literally the only symptom was the discharge from her eyes. So it's very important from this point on that we all keep an eye out for those discharges from our dog's eyes, especially if it seems to be severe. I want to educate you guys on this disease to potentially save your dog's life if they ever come in contact with it.